Guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing in the IK WM Fred Stack G4564 with Touldin, Sandswoll, and Midlake. Looking at the first pile, I see Baker's Servant. This card is really strong. Basically can power a baking game almost on its own. Just because of how many actions you save, makes a so bake space an excellent space. We've also got Master Huntsman. I think Master Huntsman is quite good. And then Reed Collector is probably the third pick out of this pile. But for me, it's Baker Servant or Master Huntsman. I think Baker Servant is quite good. I think it combos well. I think if you take it early and you can craft your hand around it, you can really do some really good stuff with it. And then we get Spring Worker. So that's pretty great. I actually think this card is a little undervalued. There is a slight chance that it comes back, but I won't risk that. Spring Worker is awesome. Basically, this card says you may sow and bake and plow. And that just saves you so many moves. It's awesome. So definitely we're looking Baker Servant plus Spring Worker. Getting a card like Apple Picker back or Vegetable Vendor would be nice, but certainly the first pick here is Spring Worker, definitely. Yeah. That's just going to do too much for us to risk it not coming back. So while we're waiting for the cards to come around from Sandswoll, thank you to Gamer Montu. Looks like you subscribed to Twitch Prime. Looks like probably right after I finished my stream yesterday. We actually played against Montu last night, so probably he subscribed like as I was finishing my stream. So sorry that I mixed that, but thank you very much for the support, Montu. I'll have to shout him out again when I see him in chat sometime. But yeah, hope you guys are all doing well, staying healthy, sleeping lots, washing your hands lots, generally keeping safe. Looks like we have a little bit of time. I'm gonna go grab some water quick. One moment. Hey, Ralocren. Are you haranguing one of these cards? Villain looks pretty good. Whenever you play an occupation, you can take a sow action afterwards. Whenever you play a minor improvement, you can take a bake bread action afterwards. This almost replaces the need for spring worker, honestly. Um, yeah. Being able to bake on minor improvements with baker's servant, like, oh man. On the other hand, a card like Diligent Farmer looks pretty solid here. We did see Manservant, so Journeyman probably means that there'll be an early Stone Reno strategy by someone. Diligent Farmer, certainly with Baker Servant, Spring Worker, we should be able to get fields and two types of crops, or fields, one type of crop, and pastures at a reasonable time. So then a card like Diligent Farmer becomes a bit better. Um, I think we gamble that Villain will come back. Yeah, like Reformer, Journeyman, Stone Curator, Graduate potentially. I think Villain. Is it supposed to be Villain? I guess it's supposed to be Villain. Just with the E instead of the A makes me think it's Villain, which seems like it's something different. I feel like Villain is best because Spring Worker prevents you from jumping on So Bake, and that hurts Baker's Servant. I would say rather Baker's Spring Worker gives me So Bakes that I don't have to use actions for. Um, the fact that oh, use a bake bread action, not whenever you bake bread. Oh, but it doesn't say action space. So yeah, action is different from action space. Okay, yeah. No, action is different from action space. We're okay. Spring Worker and Baker Servant combo. Um, yeah, I think I'll take Diligent Farmer and hope that Villain comes back maybe. And then this pick could be Oven Inspector, could be Market Crier, could be Miller, could be Stable Architect. Yeah, Stable Architect, 4 fence stables for our Diligent Farmer. Honestly, yeah, we could do a couple different things here. If we get a miner that gives us, if we get like Grain Cart or Corn Scoop, then Market Crier seems not like we could do Oven Inspector. But if we don't get that, Market Crier could be quite good. Hmm. I think new extension, I get to read Spring Worker and see the very necessary and or bake. Oh yeah. Yeah, not just so. You also get a bake. That's right. Yeah, so I think we'll take Oven Inspector here. There have been a lot of baking cards going around, so let's let's make sure we get an oven. Whoa, Master Huntsman came around. I almost feel like I need to take Sycophant here. Because if I play Greengrocer instead of Sycophant, that would be tough. That could be bad. Yeah, it's a question of, is Sycophant going to get taken? If someone sees that Greengrocer is gone and that Market Crier is gone, they might take Sycophant. Master Huntsman, I think, is quite good. However, I think it distracts me from setting up my Spring Worker, Baker Servant, Oven Inspector combo. I don't think I want to do anything that's going to distract me from that. Take Greengrocer here. I can't believe nobody took Master Huntsman with Brushmaker in the pack as well. That's unusual. I don't think any of these are relevant. We'll take Pig Whisperer as kind of a D draft. Yeah, I took Greengrocer there, yeah. And then Reformer, I suppose. You know what? Let's take Journeyman. There's a chance we open lighthouse or something, and then we can go for a stonehouse strategy, and then build a free room with diligent farmer, free stone room. All right, well, I think cured meat is awesome. 1 food to 1 point is great. We do have Pig Whisperer, although I'm more likely just to take war manually. Although I think we've got Granary, we've got Festival Hall. I'm taking one of those two. Goose Pond is amazing. They're good cards here. I think, though, I could kind of ignore Greengrocer and just play Granary as a way to get some grain. Or I could play Festival Hall, or I could play... Oh, this is hard. This is really hard. This is really hard. I think Festival Hall goes down in value a bit because I want to be baking my grain. I will probably want a lot of grain, so a card like Granary could be good. It also could help me in case Sycophant does get played. We've also got Cured Meat here, which I think is quite good. We've got Goose Pond, which is quite good. Greengrocer plus Granary seems like they conflict with each other a little bit. Granary gives me grain the rounds I sow. That's a good point, yeah. Okay. I like Granary. Yeah, I think Granary makes sense. Granary's kind of some extra insurance, I would say. Clay Path is fine. I wouldn't take it over Muddy Waters, though. Muddy Waters is quite good. Synergy. Refrigerator. Another reason to rush up to stone. I think we take Muddy Waters, though. Muddy Waters is a really great card. Really great card. So what are we hoping to see still? Lighthouse? Lighthouse would be pretty cool. Would I even take Grain Card at this point? Maybe. Thing is, Grain Cart gets screwed by the Sycophant, whereas Granary does not. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure what the right decision would be in that case. Well, there's Iron Oven. That's a pretty good baking implement. But we do also have Milking Stool, which is also great. I think we probably just take Iron Oven. Don't need to overthink this one too much. Iron Oven plus Oven Inspector, we can ignore. We don't have to compete for the clay oven. And then we make bake a grain into 6 food. Like, that's going to be a good amount of food. If we do Oven Inspector plus Iron Oven, that's 10 food right there. That's plenty of food. Farm School would be great. Yes, Farm School would be great. Yes. No Farm School, though. Although we do have Leftovers, which I think we could take Leftovers here. Keys is not bad, but I think Leftovers is quite good. So with Leftovers, I think I could actually set up my combos. I think I could not go for the first room because my combo is going to generate me food. Baker Servant, Spring Worker, Oven Inspector, Granary, those cards are all going to generate me food and develop my farm at the same way, at the same time. So I think what I can do is I can actually delay building a wood room until I've done my fence 15 or 13. Even if I could fence 15 and have leftovers out by the end of round 7, that would be awesome. I think more likely I could fence 15 in round 8 or 9 and have leftovers played at that point. And then it'd be a 4-point card, and then I could go towards building a room and growing my family after that. I think that's an option. That's an option. I'm not saying for sure that that's what I'll do, but I do have Journeyman. So I could go to a stone house, theoretically, and while I go to a stone house, I'm playing Granary and Muddy Waters and Iron Oven. Yeah, the fact that Oven Inspector saves me in action is quite nice. So really, I want to... My dream round one, I think, is actually Green Grocer, nobody plays Sycophant, and then go on the one grain space. Because I want to have grain out as soon as someone else could potentially be making an oven. Yeah. No need to rush early ox, just push to build grow. So the reason I would go for rush early ox is because Spring Worker is going to be like a family growth action. Because it's going to give me plow, sow, bake. And all like that's basically an action or an action and a half. That's the way I'm looking at it. We can take Festival Hall here. Festival Hall is quite nice. And if I can get enough grain, it's quite good. Quite a good card. It can help me get stone for my iron oven or stone for my stone house. Yeah, so the reason I'm saying that I could set up my combo first is because of the combo it doesn't just feed me, it also develops my farm. And the fact that it does those two things, like if I bake, imagine I bake when I play Oven Inspector, I bake when I play Iron Oven, and then I bake 4 times with Spring Worker. That's 6 fields right there. That's like half of what I need to do. You know, that's a ton of actions that I've saved from doing that. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. I could also go for my first room with Diligent Farmer. Like I could potentially do that. Skip on building altogether, reno to stone, and then build a free stone room with Diligent Farmer. So probably Breakfast Outdoors here. Although I don't really think I'm likely to play any of these cards. And then Alchemist Lab looks fine. Banana Tree is okay. What are the odds I'm going to have time to use Alchemist Lab? Pretty low, right? But it is a free point. But it makes an action available for my opponents, which I don't necessarily want to do. I guess Banana Tree can use the clay from Muddy Waters, but I kind of have good use of my clay with Granary and Festival Hall and maybe building an oven. I guess Banana Tree is okay in case I go 3 wood, 2 clay round 1. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have taken the free point. Hard to say. So we start second, and Midlake just played Fencing Master. So I'm going to go ahead and play my Green Grocer here. Because I want to get grain baking as soon as possible, so I want to get grain as early as possible. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Ooh, Touldin 3 wood ahead of Reedstone Food. Sandswoll gets Reedstone Food in 4th. That's unusual. Very unusual. Midlake goes for 2 clay, with round 1 being major minor. Looking at that first fireplace in all likelihood. Man, I can't believe Master Huntsman got all the way around. That card is really good. I was considering first picking it. I'm obviously glad I didn't, but I was considering it. Touldin start player ladder. It's too bad I didn't get a vegetable payoff card. Yeah, that's true. Like pumpkin patch or something like that. Yeah. But you know what? I can always just play breakfast. Breakfast outdoors is sort of like it's a way to use my 5th vegetable. And I don't need to... I could start eating with vegetables at some point too. Like I could build a cooking improvement, theoretically. So Touldin went for ladder round 1 into Reedstone food, which is a little unusual. Don't see that too often. Usually you would see Reedstone food and then go play the ladder later. Sandswoll plays Reed Collector for 4 reed. And then midlake with Berry Picker. So I'll go ahead and... Oh, I was supposed to take grain last round instead of taking 2 wood. Whoops, that was silly of me. 3 wood seems good. 3 wood into 1 grain. I didn't even think. I thought I absolutely should have taken grain instead of 2 wood last round. And then maybe Touldin would not have start player and maybe he would have taken 2 wood again. And then maybe I wouldn't be in 4th here. Oh well. Being in 4th is not too bad when I want to take 1 grain and nobody else is going to play on grain. Also, I'm lucky that no one played Sycophant. If someone had Sycophant, they would absolutely play it in response to my greengrocer, I think. All right. So, I want to play Baker Servant. I want to play Spring Worker. I want to play Oven Inspector. Nobody else has gone for grain yet. So I wonder if Market Crier maybe didn't get drafted. Or whoever drafted it is not planning on playing it this early. I was kind of thinking we might see an oven early, but it seems like that's not happening. So if that's not happening, then I should build an oven myself. Or just play Oven Inspector. Both of those are options. I think we go ahead and we play Spring Worker here. And then we look to play... I could build a Cooking Hearth, yeah. Cooking Hearth is not the best baking implement, though. But yeah, I could definitely take 4 clay, and then in round 4 play Baker's Servant, and then build the Cooking Hearth. No, I don't have enough food to do that. I could still go for it. Oh, I should show Stable Architect. 4 wood occupation. Go for 4 stables at the end of the game. And then I played Spring Worker. Yeah, I could still go for the Cooking Hearth. That's still an option, for sure. So the 4 clay just went to midlake. I think what I do here is take grain again. And then now I look at playing Oven Inspector in round 4. Do I? I'm still not sure, actually. I'm still not sure what the right path is here. The fact that I didn't get the 4 clay, I should have maybe taken the 4 clay as a higher priority. Midlake took it right before it came back to me. I could also just take, I'm kind of thinking about my feeding. I can always just miss out on the round 5 sow bake and just take 4 food next round. Like, that's fine. Midlake can berry pick, and he wants to build an cooking improvement anyways, it looks like. And then these guys both have 4 food already. Ooh, touldin first move, start player dinghy. That's a little unusual. Maybe he thinks because I'm hungry that it'll come back, but isn't he basically just giving a move to midlake? Oh, I missed it. Sandswoll built a room in round 3 and is now playing part-time builder. That's pretty cool. You don't see that too often. So part-time builder plus stable architect looks pretty good. Wow. So midlake did not take the 4 wood. That means touldin's getting the 4 wood back, unless I take it here. I don't think I can. I think I got to take the 4 wood or 4 food. Well, that worked out nicely for touldin. Yeah, the big advantage of Oven Inspector is that you don't have to play it. Oh wow, he's building a room. Huh. The big advantage of Oven Inspector is that you don't have to use an action to play it. Like, I want my opponents to build ovens themselves so that I can play Oven Inspector for free. So it seems like my round 5 should be playing Baker's Servant and then setting up to bake. It should be something along those lines. So like taking 4 clay to first action build a cooking hearth next round. Because if I build the cooking hearth, I can eat a vegetable and bake 1 grain. Being able to eat my vegetables seems useful. Or I could take grain 1 more time here. I think probably we don't need to. For food. So touldin start player keys here. So touldin really all in on getting this first growth. So yeah, the round 5 spring worker doesn't do anything, but that's okay. Still got 3 more times to be useful. I'm still setting it up. So but best case scenario would have been someone rushes the clay oven, but since nobody did, which is fine, I just need to put in a little more effort to make the clay oven or cooking hearth myself, and that's okay. Sandswoll goes for 4 clay here. Yeah, clay's getting taken pretty quickly, I have to say. Wood seems to be in less demand than clay, which is unusual given that there's stable architect in play. I think midlake builds a cooking improvement with this move, but I'm not totally sure. Like 4 wood's a great move, but midlake passed on 4 wood in round 4, so I don't know. If round 7 could be family growth, that would be pretty good for me because I should be able to set up a build by then. I could read stone food to get the clay oven. And I think that's probably what I need to do. Passing on 4 wood again hurts. But Reedstone Food into Baker Servant into round 6 Clay Oven seems like the best line here for me. Yeah, passing on 4 wood this many times has not been good on my part, but see if we can make this work. The fact that I'll never need to use a plow option is pretty nice. Like, Baker Servant is going to save me a bunch of actions, so I'm pretty happy about that. Ooh, Sandswoll just took the 2 sheep. So the first cooking hearth grab, or first cooking improvement grab for midlake is not looking as good, with round 4 sheep and the 2 sheep getting taken. Sandswoll's basically figuring he's going to get another stable before the next harvest, and so long as he does, he'll be able to breed those sheep. And he'll have time to build a fireplace or whatever. Go ahead and play Baker's Servant. Alright, what's round 6? Is it family growth? It's Reno. Alright, so we should be able to set up for growth in round 10. So we need to be able to start player round 9 first action and then grow in round 10. So yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Ooh, touldin first picked Costermonger's Barrow. I would have liked this card. This card would have been great for me. I would have really liked that card. So Sandswoll grabs 6 wood. So my 2 moves are probably Reedstone Food or 4 Reed into building the clay oven. Oh, midlake takes 4 Reed. Sure, that's fine. I'll Reedstone Food. No problem. So that I can now build a room. That would have been so good for me. I know. Costermonger's Barrow would have been so good. Yeah. Touldin's gotten some really good resource actions, we have to say. Really good resource actions. Sandswoll builds the fireplace. Okay, needs to set up his feeding. That's fine. So yeah, I just need to make sure I get on clay oven in round 7. And if I don't get on clay oven in round 7, I do have oven inspector as a backup. It's not ideal, but it is serviceable. We also have iron oven. We could take 2 stone and look at building the iron oven. Or with our second action here, we can just build a room. And then actually if we do that, then all of our actions will be better next round. Yeah. I think we can build a room here. So yeah, 3 stone builds the stone oven or builds the iron oven. And then major miner should be available. It's possible that we see midlake build the basket maker's workshop, for example. It's definitely possible. Sandswoll going to start player swimming studio. Swimming studio actually going to be pretty good here. The game's looking a little food tight. Just a little food tight. What did touldin play? Nothing? Yeah, Sandswoll plays swimming studio. So midlake could first action build a cooking improvement here. Takes 3 stone. That makes me a little skeptical about what they are doing. I think I probably need to play safe and build the clay oven with my first move. And bake. And get a field. And then I can consider taking one grain with my second action. Or, yeah, you know, I guess I can't play Granary, eh? Playing Granary would be nice. So I could take clay or wood so that I have the resources to play Granary. Ooh, touldin took sandswoll's potential feeding spot. Yeah, I guess we don't really want to give sandswoll its third stable, eh? The problem is if I don't take grain here, I can't bake with this action. And if I can't bake with this action, gets a little, my feeding gets a little worse. So I can first action 6 wood next round. There's also going to be clay available. This really sucks, but I guess Sandswoll has to eat his sheep anyways, so I think we have to take GV here. Yeah, this is kind of painful, but I think we need to. So we feed 4, and then at the start of the round we bake 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can sow. And now, at least we're harvesting grain. So now baking the grain is less painful. So sandswoll, family growth, midlake, start player. So I get 6 wood. And then 6 clay coming back would be good. 4 wood coming back would be good. But we're looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. My opponents are doing nicely, but none of them have set up the feeding engine that I have. This is like a fantastic engine that I have, so it's taken work. Like having to take Green Grocer 3 times is pretty painful. That's where Green Grocer was like the worst possible outcome. Like if you compare Green Grocer to Corn Scoop, I would have much rather have had Corn Scoop. Because these vegetables are not worth anything with an oven for a decent amount of time. Wait, Sensol was able to feed without eating sheep? Oh, because he didn't family growth. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, that sucks. Well, that was just me being really nice. Where is my point ceiling? Guild? To a certain extent, my point ceiling is stable architect. I can get 4, if I build 4 stables, have 4 pastures, get the 3 points from stable architect, plus maxed crops, that's going to be good point ceiling. Not to mention the fact that diligent farmer is kind of point ceiling as well. 4th room. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident with how this is going. So I will start player next round. So I'll start player Granary to get a grain on round 10 and round 12. Because then I can bake that and also sow a second grain field for Festival Hall. So if I'm going to play Granary, I could take clay here. Seems reasonable. And then I can pay for Granary with my clay. And then I've got Muddy Waters to get my 3rd clay for renovating. Although Muddy Waters will pay off pretty late. I won't get the clay until round 14. It's a very late Muddy Waters. Well, that's what happens when you get family growth round 10. Touldin plays Wealthiest European. This card is going to be fantastic in this game, considering round 7 family growth. 7 resources. So you can take like 4 stone and 3 wood or whatever. Take 6 stone and a clay. Interesting. I guess the well's still available, so. Yeah, so normally I would not have to first action family growth here, or first action start player, because I could stable block, but because of keys, I have to start player. So start player, we play granary, then we had ruins here for ruins for midlake. And then I play granary. Touldin got master. It's unbelievable that Touldin got master huntsman back. 6th pick. And then probably took cured meat. Pretty good. Touldin's gonna have a nice game. And getting the first family growth, of course, it's handy as well. Although having to start player a couple times was bad, for sure. Does sort of need to set up his feeding in this round, but I mean, building a cooking hearth pretty much solves that. Solves that problem almost entirely. We taking 3 wood here? Probably. Take wood early and often. Then we play Muddy Waters on family growth. Or we can play leftovers on family growth. If we can get 2 points out of leftovers, I'll be reasonably happy. So we feed 4, harvest, and then we can bake to sow, bake to plow. And we'll sow the grain coming in from granary. Sandswoll plays bargaining baker. Okay, so he could build the stone oven. So if he builds a stone oven, that would be the time for me to play oven inspector. But with iron oven and one more bake still coming around 12, I don't really think I need to. I actually don't have enough grain right now to bake. Yeah, so what am I playing here? Muddy Waters, probably. Although, 1 food, 1 clay. So Muddy Waters is giving me a clay in round 14. The clay in round 14 is pretty useless. However, there's a chance that I fence 12 in round 11. So I think what I do is I play leftovers here. Oh, actually, no, I play Festival Hall. What am I thinking? I'll just play Festival Hall. No, you know what? I don't want to convert my grain yet. I still need to get more grain sown before I play Festival Hall. I think we could play leftovers here. Leftovers, and now we're looking to get 4 wood back. Oh. I'm on autopilot. 4 wood first. I don't have to grow first. You're right. I'm totally on autopilot. I just assumed touldin would grow. Just assumed touldin would build. Or sandswoll, since both of them can. You're right, I do not have to grow first, Rylocran. And now I'll have 13 wood, so I can fence 12. And then fence 12 plus 5 fields plus 4 grain. That's my diligent farmer right there. Touldin gonna start player cured meat. There it is. Yeah, Master Huntsman, 6th pick. Seems pretty good. So I think Midlake took Berry Picker ahead of Master Huntsman. And I think that was the mistake there. I think that was a mistake on Midlake's part. Master Huntsman is great. There we go. Midlake builds the Basket Maker's Workshop. Renovations are coming very late and very slowly, which is interesting. Yeah, leftovers is 3 points if I fence next round. And if I fence next round, then I can start holding pairs of animals, which I definitely want to do. Start breeding them. Yeah, so fence 12, 1 room up here, and then hopefully we'll probably end up with 1 empty space because we probably will plow these 3, but then that'll be empty. I mean, we can always put a stable there. Staple Architect doesn't specify it has to be fenced stables, just 4 stables, period. So yeah, I will want to pick up another about 7 wood. Interestingly, sandswoll cannot actually build this stable unless someone takes day labor. So yeah, it's great that he can build the first 3 super easily, but the 4th one is actually going to be difficult. So long as no one goes on day labor, he's not getting that 4th stable, and that's a 4-point swing. And it's the most. Is it the most stables? No, it's 4 stables on your farm. Interesting. Oh, there's Apple Picker. I kind of wondered where that went. Apple Picker would have been handy with Greengrocer, although I didn't really have time. Yeah, nobody renovating and plowing until now is crazy. Yeah, you know what? That's round 7 family growth for you. And the fact that everyone's been setting up their feeding engines rather than going for that. So Sandswoll is playing treasure map, so there's a way to plow a whole bunch. And of course, I've got a way to plow a whole bunch. So we'll see what the other sources of plows are. I would have to think they have them. Did I pass any plows? I don't think so. Did I pass any occupations that plow? I don't think so. I mean, touldin might have... Oh, we know he first picked Costermonger's Barrow. So touldin's probably just planning. Touldin's setting up his family growth again. He probably just plows twice. 2 or 3 times. Doesn't need to do a whole bunch. Here's Peace Worker for Midlake. Man, with Peace Worker, you really should have taken Master Huntsman. That would have been pretty good. Then touldin builds the stone oven. Huh. So no No oven inspector for me. I'm kind of surprised by that, given the well's still available. Oh, what am I saying? He played Master Huntsman. Oh, it's giving him food. I was saying he doesn't have any grain, but no, he's got the well. He wants to build every major improvement possible. Yeah, with Master Huntsman, of course. Yeah. Just gets better. So I'll plow 12 with my first move here, and then I should get a pair of boar or sheep back. I'm sure the 2 cattle will get taken by someone who needs food, but if I get the boar and the sheep, I'm quite happy with how this game is going. Whoa! Like just fenced? Did he have... So he took 6 from here. Did he have 8 wood in his supply? I totally missed that. Removed 8 wood. Yep. I totally missed that Midlake was going to do that. Oh, that stinks. Well, what I could do is I could build 4 stables here. The problem with building 4 stables is that the diligent farmer gets pushed back until I've also done the fencing. But the upside is that I get to pick up a pair of animals, which I would not get to do otherwise. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. Oh, my leftovers are quite sad. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe I should have just been patient and waited until next round defense. Well, if I can hit 11 wood, then I haven't lost out on too much. So that's 3 wood twice. So that's doable. Although Sandswoll might just take 3 wood with this move. No, Sandswoll needs food. Sandswoll's taking the 2 cattle, I think. Sandswoll's vegetable vendor kind of got screwed by touldin here. Apple picker plus Master Huntsman. They're competing for a lot of the same spaces. Yeah, he did take the 2 cattle. Yeah. So then midlake probably 2 boar. So I'll take 2 sheep. Actually, you know what? Yes, I will take the 2 sheep. Because these guys all need food. They all need food. So this is where Muddy Waters would have been better than Leftovers because I didn't get on the fencing space. I really thought I was going to be able to fence first move here. Forgetting about... I honestly missed Bookmark. So Bookmark getting an extra 2 wood for Midlake makes it much more... much better that they did this. And plus, it blocks my Leftovers. Probably if I fence 12 there, I think it's pretty difficult for me to lose because of my Leftovers plus the fact that I'm going to get all these animals and everything. Well, 3 wood comes back again. It's kind of nice. So I need to pick up 2 clay and I need to pick up reed. I need 3 clay for Festival Hall. Well... no, only 2 clay. 2 clay is enough. Because it pays for Festival Hall and my 3 clay reno. The thing is, I can Diligent Farmer before I reno, because the difference of 1 clay is nothing. It's still a clay action no matter what. So, we feed 6, harvest, bake, 1, bake 1 and sow incoming grain. And then I breed. Looks good. So actually 1 more field. I'm maxing grain now. So 1 more field and I can Diligent Farmer. Or I could just fence 12. Take 4 wood and fence 12 looks pretty solid. Pretty solid. Yeah. We're looking extremely good. Touldin builds the well. Yeah, this is an unusual game. Everyone's played lots of cards, which has meant we haven't done a lot of renovating because we've been doing a lot of building of major improvements. Yeah, the fact that Bargaining Baker didn't get an oven is pretty sad. Man, I wanted Sandswoll to go for that clay oven. I would have been so happy to play Oven Inspector in round 4 without using an action. Oh man, that would have been so good for me. And then I could have actually used my round 5 So Bake as well. So here's a question. Is it better for me to plow or fence 12? If I fence 12, I can't play Festival Hall. Festival Hall will let me turn a grain into 2 food and a stone, which would, with the Reedstone food action, would let me play Iron Oven. But I do have Muddy Waters as well. I think I don't necessarily need to play Festival Hall. I think I can just fence 12 here. I think we're going to have some like pretty incomplete farms. So yeah, I think this will be fine. It is important that I get a So Bake action in round 14. Or a Bake action. Just a Bake action even. I don't need a So Bake, just a Bake action. So Iron Oven would be good enough actually. So I could Oh man, maybe I should have left Festival Hall open, because Festival Hall could get me 1 reed. 1 reed would be nice. I don't know, Reedstone food and getting a stone from Iron Oven. I could have done that as well. I don't know. I can Family Growth Muddy Waters and then set up for a Reno Iron Oven round 14. That would be fine. So occupation should be less contested. So I think I'm okay to take Reedstone food here. Thing is, the renovation is 3 actions for 4 points plus the improvement action. I mean, yeah, I need the points. Touldin plays Market Crier, so it is getting played this game. I wondered if it was going to come out. When it didn't come out early, I kind of assumed it wasn't, but oh, Midlake played Cottonfield. I missed that. Cottonfield for a plow on start player. All right, Touldin's giving out grain. I would have liked that grain earlier, and then Sandswoll played Trip to the Lake, so he's got a bit of a fishing combo going. So yeah, Market Crier plus Apple Picker. Was Apple Picker in my first pick, or was it in my second pack? He took Wealthiest European out of my first pack, didn't he? I don't remember. Maybe first pick wealthiest European. I'll have to look at the draft. I've already forgotten. That was an hour. That was 45 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago. Who can remember? So yeah, round 13, second action, diligent farmer. Third action, family growth. So first action should probably be taking clay. Or it could be taking wood. If I take wood, then I can festival hall on family growth instead of muddy waters. And then I can turn that grain into a stone. And then I'd be ready to play iron oven in round 14, no matter what happens. Maybe I should do it that way and then plan to get on plan to take clay and then reno in round 14. It determines what my first move is going to be. So it is kind of important. So I have 2 grain extra. One can be baked with iron oven. One can be converted with festival hall to a stone in order to play the iron oven. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can do that. And then if I get a sow bake, it's an extra sow in a field and everything. But if I don't, I'm not too concerned about it. And then also, there is the pottery available. I could take clay and then just plan to build the pottery. Because there's going to be 6 clay available with my first move. I won't take plow sow. I think midlake is probably taking family growth. But yeah, I won't take plow sow with my first move. I don't need to. There is boar available. But 2 boar is 3 points. I think I can get better than that with this move. I do need a bake in round 14. Absolutely. I absolutely will need a bake. So I can first move take the clay and play Muddy Waters, or I can first move take the wood and play Festival Hall. Oven inspector bakes in the worst case. That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, and I can build the pottery. Yeah, I think I like this. This is just fine. Hey, Maruska. I have a pretty powerful combo this game. Spring Worker plus Baker Servant. And then it's just been all about building around that. So start player Beanfield for sandswoll. So I should be able to get on Sobake given the fact that Midlake has absolutely 0 crops in hand. Looks like touldin's not going to be able to reno. Doesn't have the clay. Midlake can reno twice and I can reno once. And we can all share. Let's enjoy a non-corona stream. Yeah, you can't get coronavirus from watching my stream. Oh, here's my diligent farmer. I should show that. I should actually build the room. So I'm actually maxed in 4 categories right now. Is that positive? Midlake builds the pottery. Okay, so no pottery for me. So I'll go. I should go for the iron oven. I mean, I want to build the iron oven anyways. So feed 7, food to leftovers. Breed sheep, harvest. So yeah, we want to get on Reno Improvement. But you know what? Midlake is going to want to get on Reno Improvement as well. Because Midlake doesn't care to... Midlake doesn't care to use Reno Fence. So Midlake might compete with us for Reno Improvement. So if I take the turn to pick up a stone... That might be too slow. We'll see. I'm not sure what Midlake's going to do exactly. Being positive is not as good as it used to be. That's funny. There's going to be 2 cattle available. 2 cattle's a good move. Midlake's not reading chat, it doesn't look like. So yeah, we have 10 grain. So we can bake 2 of them. One with clay oven, one with iron oven. Seems good. Then we get 2 extra fields. We can bake more than that because we can sow some more. Because if we're gonna bake, we may as well sow as well. Actually, in fact, the only way we can... Well, that's not true. That's not true. I don't have to sow bake if I'm gonna bake with iron oven. So if I'm gonna bake with iron oven, I could first move take the 2 cattle. Yeah, the advantage of taking sow bake is that I get an extra field. But an extra field is only worth 1 point. Because I'm at maxed crops. I have 10 grain. The only reason to sow is if I'm going to eat more than 2 grain. And if I bake once with clay oven, once with iron oven, that's 11 food. That's more than enough. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So I can first move take 2 cattle if I get it. I think Midlake will take plow sow. Especially if they finally get the grain on their farm, but you never know. Yeah, not reading chat is kind of annoying. Well, passing plow sow to touldin kind of sucks. So do I take 4 stone or do I take reedstone food? Reedstone food just barely gets me the what I need. I guess there's no way I'm getting... I'm thinking reedstone food gets me a food. I'm wondering if I should try to go for the joinery as well as the iron oven. If I took 4 stone, I'd have enough for both if I took wood as well. But I'd have to take wood, and then I'd have to play major improvement, reno improvement, and then I have to play major minor. And the odds that I get all of those things are pretty low. Midlake's playing Reno plus Milking Stool. That's fine. I'll just play Major Minor, Iron Oven. Bake 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and plow. Here's my iron oven and milking stool. Sandswoll playing dinghy. Oh, Sandswoll is just... Oh, cool. So Sandswoll combined vegetable vendor plus treasure map. So taking crops and plowing at the same time is always good. Although unfortunately he doesn't get a sow action out of it. But looks like he's going to get on sow bake because no one else really wants to use sow bake. I don't. It's only 1 point. I'll rather take a 2-point boar. Or well, taking wood is not 2 points. It's only 1 point. Alright, so iron oven is 2 points. Leftovers is going to get an extra point, and then I'm going to get 3 points from having 4 stables. Then I'm going to reno. Yeah, the fact that reno didn't come along with an improvement action, that actually made the renovation space worse, for sure. Touldin's going to market cry again. Makes Sandswoll happy for his sow bake action. Can sow, you know, 2 grain, bake 1 grain, and then sow 2 vegetables. Yeah, too bad Bargaining Baker didn't get played in stage 1. You know, this game would have been quite different if I didn't build a clay oven. If he had played Bargaining Baker into clay oven, and then I had played Oven Inspector, wonder how that things would have worked out. It certainly would have been a different game. Feed 8 and the food to leftovers. So point there. So I have whatever I score plus 8. So 39 plus 8, 47. Not as good as I was expecting, but there's some incomplete farms here, so it might be enough for the win. Sandswoll's at 47 with no bonuses as far as I can tell. So I might have won. Yeah, Sandswoll's at 46 exactly. That 4th stable is worth a lot. No one randomly day labored for 4 points. Yeah. So touldin 35. So let's see what midlake has. I don't think they've announced their points yet. Yeah, I certainly have a couple negatives. I'm missing cattle. Don't have 5 family members. 2 unused spaces. Midlake's 37. So 47. touldin 35, 36, or 46, and then 37. GG. Sitting in front of touldin was... So sandswoll was saying he thought touldin undervalued wood, and then that let me 4 stables and get fence, so that mattered. That mattered for sure. Round 7 family growth also good for me. Yeah, round 7 family growth is also good for me, but it also benefits sandswoll. Saying it's awful for me? Yeah. Yeah, touldin says why you were second for the whole game. Yeah, I agree. But, I mean, it was close. It was close. Kind of a strange game. Saying sandswoll saying he just needed a whole bunch of actions. Fair enough. He does have sycophant. Oh man. Sandswoll saying he has sycophant in hand. Yeah, touldin saying sycophant should go in the first round, and I was saying, yeah, I hoped Market Crier or Clay Oven got built in stage 1, because I have Oven Inspector. So I was planning to build off of Oven Inspector, and that would have helped me grow faster. Round 4 Oven Inspector would have been really good for me. Anyways, GG. Let's take a quick look at the draft. Uh, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 3. So first pick Baker Servant, power 4.2. It's close with Master Huntsman. I can't believe Master Huntsman got all the way around. Man. So then we had Spring Worker, second pick. So Spring Worker was the 3rd best card by power, 4th best card by draft position. So it could have come back, but it would have been very dicey. Yeah, Workaholic didn't get played. That's a good card. And then I took Diligent Farmer here. I think Diligent Farmer was a good pick. Free Room was nice. And then I took Oven Inspector here ahead of Market Crier and Stable Architect and Miller. This pick was kind of difficult, actually. Oven Inspector didn't end up coming out, but it could have. And if it had, if Market Crier got played early, or if Miller maybe played an Oven or something, Could have been pretty good. And then again, I passed on Master Huntsman. I think at this point, yeah, I'm very fortunate that Sycophant didn't get played after I played Greengrocer. I'm very fortunate by that. And then Pig Whisperer, this pick didn't matter, and this pick didn't matter. So first pick Granary here. Granary, fourth best card by draft position, third best by power. But I mean, it's pretty hard to argue getting the grain that I could bake so that I could continue to sow other grain. Like Granary was my... It would have been better if I had grain cart or corn scoop or silo, grain silo. Any of those would have been better, but Granary was like, okay, that's fine. That works. Muddy Waters is great. Iron Oven was obviously quite good. Leftovers is awesome. This card is undervalued. Leftovers is really good. Festival Hall, yep. Breakfast Outdoors, yep. So, all right. Well, that's gonna be all for me. Am I gonna do another one today? Let me look at my schedule, see what I got going on today. I think probably I can't do another video. If I do stream again, it'll be later this evening. Since we'll had a nice round 14. Late as always, that's right. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. GG. Tight one. Very close to a sandswoll. Do I have a sandswoll command? No. I think sandswoll is twitch.tv/sandswoll. Is he on the streamers list? He is on the streamers list, but I don't have a command for him yet. I gotta add one. Alright, yeah, that's all for me for now. If I do stream, it'll probably be, yeah, later this evening. Thanks, Sam Folds. Yeah. So, and if you're watching me on YouTube and you have an Amazon account, an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe to me. You get a one free subscription every month with Twitch because Amazon owns Twitch now. So you can give me a Twitch Prime sub, and then that's a way to support me, which I really appreciate. Thanks to Montu for doing that, and of course Rylocren and Sam Folds and HIKLJ, who are all in chat right now. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day, guys. Bye.